Hello, this is Mark Malloy, and today I'm going to go over, well, first off, how to be successful in college, in my opinion, and second off, why being unemployed is not a bad thing. So, first off, when it comes to being successful in college, I think the secret is it's not about cramming, it's not about that, it's about using all the free time and just studying on a regular basis throughout the year. Because, here in Ireland, it's ridiculous. We get so many holidays. I'm off the last 2 weeks now, and from college, I probably won't be back till September. That's ridiculous. And what a lot of people do is in college they tend to just they tend to procrastinate and leave things to the last minute. And if they're in a time of year where it's not busy, they don't have any assignments due for ages, then they won't do that much. Some of them don't even come into class, which is ridiculous. Just wondering what they're doing with their free time. But anyway, they do that, and then when assignments start coming up, then they cram the work and they do hours and hours, and then when it's all over and a bit of quiet time again, a long time for their next assignment, then what they do is they just DOS off again and procrastinate. I saw there coming up to the exams, just before the exam, everybody was studying just for the exam, and I was just thinking, well, it's nine o'clock in the morning. I don't think you'd be studying at 9 o'clock in the morning if there weren't exams on. Would you? No. I'm not saying you have to study at exactly 9 o'clock in the morning. So you just study on a regular basis. And you should enjoy it. If you really don't want to do it over the summer, then you probably have picked the wrong course. If you don't enjoy it, then you should probably do something else. And what I do is I normally try to do what I've been trying to do for the last 2 weeks. So I was trying to do 2 hours of studying a day, and I haven't done any today because I was absolutely knackered. I was exhausted, and yeah, I'm just feeling exhausted right now. I'm thinking of going to bed right now, and yeah, but it's okay. It's just about going by feel. I normally try to do 2 hours a day, two different subjects for an hour, and I think if you can keep that going throughout the whole summer, then you'll know a lot more than some other people would when they come back if they haven't touched the book for 4 months, 4.5 months even, which is nearly half the year. They'll just forget everything they knew coming up to the exams, and that is not the purpose of education, but that's what happens. Okay, so enough of that. Now I'm going to go on to a more serious topic: why being unemployed is not necessarily a bad thing. They say that if you're unemployed, then you're living off social welfare. You're like a liability to the economy. You're taking taxpayers' money or something, and you're not contributing to society. And in my opinion, if you contribute to society, what that means is you're helping the society become more prosperous. But I think, certainly here in Ireland anyway, we're prosperous enough. People have so much stuff they don't need, and they're all so materialistic, and they're not getting what they really need, exercise. They're not socializing enough. Well, I don't know, some of them are, I guess. But eating well enough, they're just not looking after themselves. They're not looking after their health. And I believe that your health is your wealth, and people just don't seem to care about their health. They just seem to act like they live forever, and then, suddenly they get cancer or heart attack or something, and they're also scared. Oh my god, I had a heart attack. Oh my so horrible. But honestly, if you're not looking after yourself, then what do you expect? They say that your body is constantly fighting off diseases, and if you're not looking after your body, if you're not eating properly, if you're not exercising enough, if you're not sleeping enough, if you're not resting enough, if you're purposely taking loads of harmful toxins into your body, you're making your body's immune system a lot weaker, which is making you more likely to catch a disease. And I don't know, it's like, so you just don't seem to understand that. And yeah, okay, they're materialistic, but now we're going back onto unemployment. I don't want to make the society any more wealthy, because in Ireland, I think most of us are too wealthy. I know there's some people who are not, generally. There's people living on the streets, they're not too wealthy generally. But if you look into the street, the main roads, the N11 near me, the M50, or not the M50 because that's a motorway. If you just look around there, you just see cars after car after car after car, and then you get like one bus, one cyclist, one guy walking on the road. The whole road is dominated by cars, and it's ridiculous, and we're just polluting the air. we're not getting enough exercise, and people are isolated. If you're walking down the road, you feel like there's nobody around when there's probably like hundreds of people passing you in a car. It's just ridiculous, and I think it makes us less connected with the world. I think if there's no cars, we will be more connected to the world. I mean, yeah. And I think that if there was some public transport like trains and buses, and they were all full, it wouldn't, well, it probably would do a little bit of harm to the environment. Actually, I don't think trains do that much, but anyway, like, if you were going down the 11 someday at a busy time and you saw one or two buses going down the road, it would be a lot more quiet than it would be with car after car after car, and we wouldn't be doing that much harm to the environment. 'Cause, the earth is strong, it can take a certain amount, but the way we're damaging the environment now with all the pollution, we're making it weaker. It just can't take it. I think it can take a little bit, it can take bits here and there. And yeah, okay, so back to other stuff, people just aren't active enough. I mean, I'm gonna sit down in the bed now. So I mean, that's what I'm thinking. Why would you want to contribute to that? More of that, more of that. More people building housing estates on fields. There's down the road from me in Ballyogan, there used to be just a field there, nice grass field, and now they're turning it into apartments. And the whole world is just going to become more and more urban. It's going to be people doing concrete jungles, and I don't want that. I don't want that for this world, to be honest, this area. And I think we should try to be less materialistic, because I think if we learn to live with less, we might get away with working less. I mean, so in the workplace, I to work long days, not much free time. We'd have plenty of free time. Just have less stuff. I think that's the better way to go. I was reading a book about the hunter-gatherers. They said, they get all their work done for the day for their necessary survival in 4 or 5 hours. Because, they live in tiny huts. They really don't have that much. And, they have loads of free time. They have loads of time to spend with each other. They don't have cars. They don't have anything that separates people. It's just they're connected. And they say that the hunter-gatherers, okay, right. When I say hunter-gatherers, I mean mostly talking about 10,000 years ago. So though there are still some hunter-gatherers in the world today, I mean there's some parts of South America that haven't even been discovered yet, so there has to be hunter-gatherers there. And I think these people are happier than we are. It's just a shame the way society's gone. What I mean? If you think about how much humans have changed the world, thousands of years ago, the world was, or Europe, and maybe even the rest of the world was covered in forests and trees. That's not the case now. Okay, obviously, if you look out the window there, can you see that? Yeah, there's trees out there, but there's not enough trees. And I think you'll just keep cutting down all those trees. And even my housing estate here, there's just outside the housing estate, there used to be this big forest, or small forest, I should say. And there used to be so many trees you couldn't see from one side to the other. But recently, in the last few months, they've cut down so many trees, and now there's just so few trees left. You can just see right through it, really. I'd say eventually there'll be no trees there, they'll just all be cut down. I don't know why people are doing this, just wrecking the environment. All they care about is making money, being part of the system. They don't seem to question things, is this really the right thing to do? No, we just want to make money, get a job, make a contribution to society. Even though most humans are naturally lazy, they get jobs because most other people do. They don't want to be seen as different. That's the problem. And even I remember running up the Dublin Mountains there. It's the first time I've done it in a while, but I'll say it's a while ago, like 2 months ago, I'd say. Maybe more. And maybe it was in April, I don't know. Anyways, I noticed it was different. There's just so many trees cut down on the bottom. Or on the top was untouched, but I think that will eventually, if we keep going on like this, there'll be no trees there. There'll be, the Dublin Mountains will be all apartment blocks, and I don't want that. And yeah, we're just destroying the world, I think. other animals. You might hear a dog barking there. Yeah. What was I gonna say now? Yeah, humans seem to think we're the only creatures on Earth that matter. So other animals there, I think we shouldn't really be trying to kill them because some people say that humans are meant to be herbivores, not supposed to eat meat at all. And if you look back on history, people didn't really seem to eat that much meat. Nowadays, a lot of people just eating meat. You see people going to shops just eating chicken fillet rolls, casually paying for it, just eating it without even thinking about it. And a lot of these people seem to have dogs and all that, and they seem to think they care about animals, but care about animals, why are you eating so many animals? That's what I think. I mean, I don't eat any meat myself. I do eat fish though, and some dairy products, so I'm not perfect. I probably am contributing to some damage to the environment, which isn't good. But so back to unemployment. Yeah, so I think if you are unemployed, no one will hire you. Like me, I handed out so many CVs to places. I'm just getting fed up not hearing back from people. Got one interview for cinema in Dundrum, didn't get the job. I'm not surprised. So yeah, I'm thinking I might just be unemployed when I'm older. It's just the whole thing is just so frustrating. Just have someone being in charge of you, you have to work so many hours. Do I want that just to make my own money so I can contribute to society and mess up the world? No, I don't really want to do that. Just want to do something I enjoy. I think if you're unemployed, you need hobbies. You need something else. You can't just lie in bed all day. You need to think of something outside the box. I like running. I think that's the only thing I've ever been good at, running. And everything else I seem to try, I just seem to badly at. So I'm thinking, I might go into coaching someday. That might be a good experience. I feel like because I've done so much training over the years. I know I've a good idea of how it works. So if I did a training course, then that would really help me reach a high standard. And that's what I'm hoping to do. I feel confident in running. I don't feel confident in anything else. If I get a job, I just feel like I'm gonna fail. I just won't know what I'm doing. I'll just get fired. That's not what I want. I think you should stick to what you're best at, and I'm best at being a runner, and I think that's what everybody should do. Even if that means being unemployed and just doing it voluntarily or not getting paid or only getting paid a tiny bit. It's just about doing what you want to do, really, and try to help contribute to society in some ways, though I don't contribute to society enough. So I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but just because I'm not perfect doesn't mean you can't be. Yeah, and okay, in a country like Ireland, if you're on social welfare, it's not that big a deal. I mean, you get a lot more than you would in some countries. You have enough to look after yourself. You'd be a bit tight on money, but if you're wise with your money, then you should be okay. So it's all about just being smart, being financially wise, and just paying for your necessities, really. I mean, right here, that's a light, artificial light. I don't need that. I could use a candle instead. It's not even dark yet, so I don't really need that at all. So yeah, just think of it that way. Think of living a simple life. Don't care about what anyone else does. I mean, people probably will think you're weird if you use candles, but who cares? They're not going to stop you from doing it. So I'm just saying, I don't really agree with the system. That's my point. I don't really like it at all. It seems everybody just seems to go with it, and I think there are different things you can do with this life. There's some stuff that's more important than money, more important than having loads of cars, money, and houses that are built on what used to be fields and trees. So I'm very much a pro nature person, to be honest. I think I'm the opposite of my dad. He grew up on a farm, but he became a property developer, which is like the total opposite, and that's not something I want to do. Okay, so I'm already at the 15 minutes now, so I'm gonna have to end here. This is Mark Malloy. Please give a like or a dislike if you want, and a comment below, please, if you want to say something. And see you.